This is Mark Harbaugh. I am currently doing a video on a web page that I've designed. I can't claim any credit for the background picture whatsoever. It's Inazuna from No Game No Life. What I am currently also doing is working with DS Anime, which is my Facebook page that I've been managing for a while. And the idea behind this web page, as you can tell, is to kind of extend out a web page for DS Anime. However, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to also make a way to where you can have a profile similar to Facebook. With how it's going to be is you're also, once I have the code done properly, I'm going to have the sidebar here where you can have your own little links to whatever you're wanting to watch or wanting to subscribe to, and it will pull up what you're subscribed to. You'll be able to change your own background image, and then I'm also going to have like your profile picture like right here. So when you would click on home, you would have your picture right here. You would also have a cover picture right here, and then whatever you wanted for a background picture. But as I haven't learned how to do that yet, I'm obviously working with the basics. Now, I'm using a program called Text Wrangler, which is, in my opinion, one of the best programs I've seen for working with CSS and HTML. And so far, the easiest way to learn is probably to start with the basics of what it means to have CSS, which right here, this is a CSS page that is designed to create the background. Now, with the main here, which is the index background image and everything, I have to have it attached to. So I would have to do, let me see if I can find it here. There's a certain way right here. You would have to do a head, and then you would do a link. And then you would relay to a style sheet, and then this is your pointer to what file you're wanting it to have, which has the CSS main.css. The reason why it is that way is because here's where all the information of what the web page is located. However, I have to keep CSS in a different file, otherwise it won't act like it's supposed to. I'm still trying to figure out how to put the music into a actual file. That way I don't have it all mucked up with music trying to insert it into the actual web page itself. I'm also trying to figure out a way to have different linked pictures and have it be able to use different pictures rather than just having Inazuna in the background. So, in order for you to have all these pages linked, aside from the fact that you have to design them, you got to link them through you would have to do style, header, and then you would have the navigation here. The navigation, you got to make sure that you close it. All the pointers right here, you got to make sure they're closed. Whatever commands right here, you got to make sure it's closed off at the end. So to make sure that it's connected, you got to first identify what this page is. So it's the template.html, which would be right here. I also have to have it linked to the index to make it the same. That way both of them are acting how they're supposed to for the home page. Then I would have it linked to these other pages. So let's go ahead and link it to the events here. So here's the actual file name, and it's linked into an events link on the actual thing. So here the page is, it's linked to this page specifically. And that was kind of weird that it went big. But so like I said, the home page is actually the index and the template. It's so far the only one that I know of that acts that way, but not necessarily the case. So now, once you got all the pages linked, you will have to make sure that the page that you're linking to is named properly. So for every different page, you put the file that the page is. So I want the events HTML. So let's go to the events HTML. Right here, you have to put the file is named HTML. That way, it will recognize it here. So, and you do that with each and every one of them to link them. Now, there's of course a lot of other things. That's just the linking that I was showing you. Let's say that you want to change the actual font size, font style, and everything, the color of it. I think you can do a lot more than just that. I'm still learning how to do it myself. So I wanted this to be red. So the code that I put in is style h2, which the h2 you don't have in the bracket, not the brackets, the carets, the side carets. You don't have it in the side carets when you're using style, because this is pointing to this. It's telling that this right here has to be this color, this font size, and the font style. And then of course you close it off. So now this is the song. So it says listen to anime music. That should appear red and in the center-ish area. It's red and everything. So it's perfect. Now, I can change that, which I will show you. Now, not all colors are going to be showable here. You'll have to use hash marks, which this one I think is pink. It's a light pink. So let's go ahead and save this. Now, it won't appear until you click on it again. See how it changed? It changed to pink because that's what it was supposed to do. I can even change the size and everything else. Even the font family, which for font families, you would go up here. These are what font families are. It's pretty much all these. And not all of these are actually able to be used in Text Wrangler. So it's not to say that that's how it is with all HTML programs, but you could probably bet that there will be some that won't work with the program that you're using. So let's go ahead and also go to the songs, and I'll show you how I did this little box, which I kind of like how it is. Kind of wish I could make it a little bit smaller, but I haven't identified how to best work with that. But I'm happy with the way it is. It does what it's supposed to. So for your really basic, you're going to want to use the div command, which, let me make sure here. Okay, so this is the entire area for the second box for God of the Game. So you have the div, which I can't remember what it means, but it's a specific thing that goes with the box. The box, it has the style background color, which I put as purple. The color that the words should appear as is pink. The padding, which is 10 px, which that actually I think I might have just identified something here. Alright, so let's do the padding is 5. Let's see if that makes a difference. So if I'm not mistaken, it should be in between the word and the border. I don't think that was... Oh, no. It moves this to this side, which means I could actually make it smaller, I think. But let's see. So let's go ahead and move the other up, and for sake of formality, I'm going to go ahead and do 5px on the margin and make sure that I keep them relatively even, mainly because it wouldn't look right if they're not even. So as you can tell, that just doesn't look right. So click on the tab again, and it did actually change a piece of the size. So now let's see if I can change the back here. If I'm not mistaken, that should do for the top and bottom, but I can be wrong. Oh no, it shifts it to over here, which I don't want to do. So I change that. Now, I guess I still haven't figured out how to make the boxes smaller. I've been wanting to crush these a little bit to have just the words on top of it, not as big. But obviously, still learning. But to ensure that the audio works and that you have like the little play arrow to get this music to work, you gotta have this little tidbit here. And as far as I'm aware, you gotta have both the sources of .ogg. Not entirely sure why, but that's why. It does point to a file, which I don't have, which for whatever reason it does work. I can't figure that one out. But it does point to the file that I do have, which is the MP3 format. And in case if, say, you got a web browser that doesn't work with it, it should say, sorry my friend, your web browser doesn't support this. That being said. Now, that's just what I did to make it work, and it suits the purpose of what you would want for the box in itself. And then of course you can just keep on adding and adding. I can even make a new one right now. So let me drag and drop another song. Let's see. Okay, this will work. That will be the song that I include. Now, okay, I'm gonna rename that because that I'm pretty sure would not be easy to put into the code. So, alright, there we go. Now, I would hit enter, and yeah, you would have to type this in. So, let's see, equals. Now, of course, while I'm also doing this, it really, just to show that it really doesn't matter for how you have it set up. I am just going to go ahead and do it this way, just for sake of argument. I've had a couple of people say that you can't do this, but I beg to differ. It does work. It may or may not work right now, though, due to the fact that I have multiple of the same thing going on. That is actually a new test for me. So, px, and stop that. And then, let's see, H3, okay. So, I would have it H3, this game, end H3, click enter. I'm gonna, to make this faster, I'm just gonna copy over what I've done already. Now, right now, it's pointing to the wrong file. So, what I need to do is make sure that I have the right information. So, what I'm going to do, because I'm on an Apple, I can do Finder. Well, wait, there should be a way to get info. Aha, there we go. Get info. Now, what I'm going to do, oh, well, it won't let me copy there. That's interesting. Oh, that's because I can copy it here. So I can copy the song name. Boom. And then to make it work here, I've got to get rid of this and add that. Now I do save. Now, as you can tell, it's not there. Reason being, you got to refresh the page. So let's refresh it. There we go. Now, let's see if it works. Looks like to me it worked. So, well, I can't really make this video very long. I just wanted to make this for my Facebook. And I guess I'll go ahead and put it on my YouTube channel if I ever get around to it. But I just wanted to show that a lot of people can learn how to code. It's actually, once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. And it can be very fun, especially if you're an artist like myself. I absolutely love art and want to eventually, work for DreamWorks or Disney. I mean, that would be amazing. But I got to start somewhere, so I might as well start with web pages and graphic designing. And who knows, maybe down the road I might be there. Well, thank you for watching my video. Hopefully it was interesting to you. I'll probably make some more videos down the road. I just wanted to kind of show that my website is made and whatnot. Show that I actually know what I'm doing with the code and everything. Because I know I've been posting only pictures on my Facebook, and pictures only tell you so much. But right here, with the video, you can tell that I've done it personally. And that I'm still learning. We all can still learn something. I just happen to choose this. Well, thank you for your time. You have a nice day.